we got off to a pretty good start, and we thought it was all key with our defense. And we let up a little bit in the second half and gave up a higher percentage than we would have, but we would have liked. But I thought for the most part the ball moved. I thought Christian and Trey really played well, and it was sort of a methodical grinding. I think both teams were a little bit tired. 3 games, 3 days, and it was a little evident. But for the most part, we got a little bit better this week, and we've got some things that we've got to tighten up during the next week, and be good to have a day off tomorrow and then regroup on Tuesday.
Your centers both had nice games offensively.
They did. No, they both scored. They have to score so they don't get outscored. That's what we got. We got to get them where they can go to the other end and make sure that their man doesn't score. So that'll be our next step. They're doing a good job scoring, and I thought Trey had good pace. They did a good job playing off each other. I thought Ricky had some good moves, and it's good to see. It was good. We got to play against some man-to-man, so these guys were able to work on their post moves a little bit.
And you were talking about you wanted Trey and Ricky to rebound better, and Trey had a pretty good night on the boards.
He had a real good job. I thought Rayshawn did also. Rayshawn really rebounded the ball for us, and Christian obviously did too. I mean, Christian did a good job on the backboard. Just Christian Carlisle. All those guys we've got a group rebound, and I think that those guys are starting to do that a little bit better.
These 3 games, good for you guys. It seems that you got some things done.
Well, we saw some different things. I mean, we obviously saw a bunch of zone. We saw some half-court, 3/4 court press. We saw a lot of man-to-man. So early in the year, it's good to see as many looks as we possibly can, so you can sort of get a feel and gauge what we need to get better at.
Trey, you look good out there. Did you feel good out there? Is there maybe a sense of urgency? I know Joe's been trying to want to get a little bit more out of you and Ricky, and you look really good out there tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, just trying to get going. Just trying to get going so we can have a great year.
Trey, what would you say the beginning of the season has been like for you as compared to last year?
I mean, for me personally, I feel like it's better. Last year I was coming off of surgery, so it was a very slow start. So I feel like I'm in a better place than last year.
Christian, these 3 games, got some stuff out of it. How do you feel after these 3 games now?
Good. I think we got better this weekend, and we still have a lot to work on, but we think it's moving in the right direction right now.
How tough was kind of the losing streak and just being able to come back home, kind of take care of business here at the Homewood Suites shootout?
It's really good for us. Like I said, we think we got better this weekend, and we just want to build on that. But it's good to come back and get some wins under our belt.
How did you feel like you guys got better? Was it just kind of seeing the W in the column, or is it just feeling like you're playing together a little bit more, just kind of correcting some mistakes?
Yeah, we played together. We moved the ball better. We had 15 assists tonight against 11 turnovers, but we really were focusing on our defense, and we held them to 36% tonight, and we just want to keep building onto that, like always.
Joe, Brandon and Zach really get a lot of the accolades when it comes to, some people call it the best backcourt in the country, mid-major wise, but Christian really has been playing phenomenal this year. Can you kind of just attest to what that means to your team?
One of the things, Christian does a lot of great things for us. One of the things he does is he sort of picks and chooses spots, and those 2 guys didn't shoot it particularly well today, and he can facilitate, he can make shots. He sort of, when those guys are struggling a little bit, he sort of picks up his play, and he plays all over for us. So it's really important that he's involved, and had a real good weekend. Shot the ball well. His percentages are off the charts. We just need to keep him going, and those other 2 guys, they'll get going shooting the ball here soon.
How valuable is it to have a guy like that where he can kind of pick his spots and can contribute in other ways, maybe not on the scoreboard, but assisting, rebounding, etc.?
Well, we talk about it with all the guys. I mean, open guy shoots the open shots. I mean, you had those guys struggle today, and you win by 24 points, but then Trey jumps up and gets 15, and Christian has, was averaging 13, but he gets 20, so those guys add up, and we thought our bench contributed. I thought Darnell gave us some good minutes. Brady gave us some, Christian Carlisle's played really well for us. So, if one guy isn't playing well, we have to pick up in another area.
Seems like Darnell is the fan favorite. Every time he comes on the floor, he's getting an ovation. But how do you think that his play has really proved this season, on the court?
Well, he's a freshman. I mean, there's some things he needs to figure out, which he will, and all these guys have gone through it. I mean, Christian went through it, and Trey went through it. I think he's gone through it. I mean, I think that's, Rayshawn went through it last year, just trying to figure out what they're supposed to do and not be afraid to make mistakes, but by the same token, don't make a lot of mistakes that hurt the team.
You guys kind of smiled when I mentioned, Darnell kind of getting the ovation. Are you guys giving him a little flack for that, or is that just something that's kind of cool? Like, what do you feel? What do you think about that?
No, it's just something that's cool. Sometimes we give him a little tough time, but not always.
Christian, for you?
I think it's awesome, really. It makes it easier for him, for sure. He's well received everywhere he goes, and Yeah, we just want to make it easy on him, so we don't really mess with him too much. He's still trying to learn and getting comfortable with us.
When coach says that, you know, you're kind of a guy who picks his spots, do you feel like that's just something that you need to do, or that's just kind of instinctive? I mean, just how do you kind of attack the game when it comes to that aspect?
I really just try to make the right play no matter what it is, whether it's scoring or getting the assist, whatever it needs. I just try to do whatever I need to do to help the team win.
Coach, I asked you this a lot last year. You know, you said that you always had a high ceiling, and you know you weren't exactly where you wanted to be. But you know, in their early goings, now you guys are 5-2. Where do you feel like you're at?
We've got to tighten up our defense. We still don't feel like we've had any flow really offensive. Our offensive numbers are good, but we just don't feel like we have any rhythm. I mean, we feel helter-skelter, but you know, watching games throughout the country, it seems like everybody's like that. You know, I don't think we'd want to be a finished product right now. I think if we did, we'd be really worried, and we haven't exactly figured out all the pieces yet, which we will, and you know, we're getting ready to add another piece, so we'll see. You know, we'll see how this goes along, how we can fit this thing together.
What can you tell me about Weaver? If there's anything.
They're big fellows, a good player. I mean, we've got to work on some post defense. We haven't necessarily guarded the post really well, so we got to get ready, and it'd be good to, you know, guys get their feet up. As soon as we get back to work on Tuesday, we'll have a game plan and get these guys going.
You mentioned Ricky's, you know, scoring prowess, and he needs to kind of get better on defense. But what has he kind of shown you, being that transfer from Michigan, being able to get on the floor now and you know, facilitate offensively, and also, you know, get some assists today as well?
Well, I mean, with he and Trey, we've got big bodies that you can throw the ball inside to, and they're a little bit different. And you throw Brady in there, and he's a little bit different than those guys. And unfortunately, Brian's been hurt, but Brian was even different than those guys. Brian was, you know, a real rim protector, and same for him, as he was just really making a lot of progress. But we've got different looks we can throw at people, and you know, it's trying to figure out what fits best. I mean, does Trey play better with Ray or Brady, and vice versa? So it's just trying to figure out what the fits are right now.
Is that fun for you as a coach, or is that kind of the things that keep you up at night?
I'd like somebody to just give us the answers, and we don't have to worry about it. But you know, we'll keep tinkering with it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.